Hey squad, second video, same day, you get me twice. Um, and so yeah, now I just wanted to talk about some vision for Mongolia and for Kyrgyzstan. As you guys already know, you guys have new lovely raised up team leaders. Thank you Eric and Leah, our alumni leaders, who will be leaving us, but we're gonna continue to go into Mongolia, same team. So I'm super excited to see how the teams do, and really honestly super excited for Mongolia. So Mongolia is a open ministry month. This is our first month where we haven't given you guys maybe a local contact or any kind of like leads or connection for partnership. And like it's gonna be really incredible and great. A few reasons why we do open ministry months is one, sometimes we literally don't have hosts. And sometimes also having hosts would be maybe dangerous for the hosts. Actually, we used to have some hosts in Mongolia that we have kind of lost contact with because our presence actually got them in trouble. So Mongolia is an awesome opportunity for exploration, for creativity, for just going out there and seeing the beauty and just being like, God, what do you have for us? Because you brought us here, you've put Mongolia on our hearts, on the route, and you are our host. So Mongolia is going to be an open ministry month, and Kyrgyzstan will also be an open ministry month. I'm excited to extend and have 2 ministry months back to back for some other reasons. So like Mongolia, we don't have hosts there. We're going to just super excited to see what God's gonna do. But some other reasons for some open ministry is learning how to redefine ministry for you, learning how to understand how to live kingdom lifestyles, kingdom living that you get to take back home with you. And one of the best ways I've actually seen people do that, to like have this experience on the race and actually take it home and implement into their lives, normal lives back home in the US, maybe working a corporate job or working at Starbucks, is like through these times of open ministry months when you're not like handed and given something that's like kind of maybe easier in a sense, or given a ministry opportunity that makes you feel good. Because if you're going home and you're working at Starbucks and you're like, oh man, I'm like not making impact here, I don't know how to live for God, but also work at Starbucks. Like there are things and skill sets that people learn with extended open ministry time, that they get to then know how to bring that home and living a lifestyle in this way in any circumstance. So yeah, I just felt like the Lord had said to extend and have 2 months in a row in order that you guys get to like have this lifestyle be ingrained into you. And then we've got some awesome, incredible partnerships afterwards, starting in Kazakhstan, that we get to actually come into those partnerships more prepared and more developed in our own skills that we actually then get to offer our partners and be actually more valuable, because we know how to take ownership and self-starters and being active, seeking where God is and what He's doing. So yes, okay, some why. So what should this look like? Some of this or most of this should be just review. You guys have had some glimpses and experience of this already. What that's going to look like, that doesn't necessarily mean that every day you're just going to get up and walk around the streets and see what God does. That's going to be part of it, but that doesn't mean that that's what open ministry month is. Like we do live an ATL lifestyle. Every day we're asking the Lord where He is, what He's doing, whether we're going to the grocery store or doing laundry or eating at a restaurant, but there will be intentional time. So open ministry also comes with intentional time as a team, doing ministry together as a team and asking God, who's the host, like what He has for the team in that ministry time. So yeah, that might look like worship at the park, arts and crafts, English corner, prayer walks, playing with village kids, chatting with elders at restaurants, connecting with a local pastor that you maybe did meet down the road. It could be in volunteering with him or some organization, or working with the neighbors. It's just kind of, who knows, whatever. And an awesome time to allow creativity and to have the team come together and look at your guys' giftings together and learn to operate as a body. Another of my favorite things that happens in like an open month, when the team is kind of forced to come together and be like, what does it mean to collectively hear the voice of the Lord together? Because we're going to listen and be like, what do you have for us, God? And it's going to be different. So maybe there'll be some things that you guys will do on your own time individually that God's put on your heart in the open time that you guys have, but there's going to be something that he's going to ask the team as a body to be a part of. And it can look different, and it might not mean the same thing every day, but it's going to be collaborating and using your different gifts and skill sets as part of the body as one operation, which is, it's hard and I love it. It's so good. So I wanted to talk about the struggles can be real, especially with an extended time of open ministry. You will have temptations for laziness. You will see maybe some people on your team, or maybe it's you, and you don't realize, and your team has to call you higher, that just want to opt out. And this is you learning to take ownership of your life that will help later on in your life, forever in your life, of when laziness is an option, when you're tired, when you're in that broken cycle, like how are you going to respond? So yeah, laziness is something that is seen. I have seen people struggle with purpose. Like, why am I here? What's the purpose? Am I making an impact? You really actually get to dig to the Lord of like what he deems worthy, what he thinks is important, what he thinks is successful or not. And also digging even deeper to be like, well, why do I feel the right to do something awesome, to save the world that makes me feel good? Like, what part of that is also building an ego and propping up my identity into something that shouldn't be my identity? I see selfishness. People face selfishness of, this is what I want to do. I don't care what you want to do. This is what God has said to me. And you know what? With that will be deception. You guys will walk into another brokenness, is deception of, you will think the Lord has said something, and then you later realize, no, he didn't say that. That was my desires. That was my brokenness. That was me out of selfishness or frustration. And you're going to have to come and look at that in yourself and be okay. And remember the pendulum swing that we talked about, from hearing the voice of the Lord, learning to hear the voice of the Lord, that you're going to be wrong, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Pendulum swing into like learning, like, fully God, okay, no, not, like we're going to have to learn. And what also will come will be frustration with teammates, maybe not doing what you wanted to do or you chose. And all of these things I've seen come up in open ministry times, and it's, like I said in my brokenness video, perfect, beautiful, exactly what we're going after. Because we're going after growth, we're going after the heart, we're going after these things, allowing these things to bubble up and allowing that bulldozer to just plow right through and get those grooves and those patterns of behavior out of the way. Just want to put out there reminders of expectation, where you guys will have active 6 out of 7 days for feedback, team time, and team ministry. And then obviously Sabbathing, making sure you guys are getting a Sabbath every 7 days. Making sure that you're not afraid to be seeking out adventure in those days, knowing that every day is an adventure with the Lord, and that but then with that, you still have receptors always on for the Lord, like always on to knowing that you are still living a kingdom lifestyle throughout the days. So, okay, boom, open ministry, 2 months, really meant to grow you in your dependence on the Lord and hearing the voice of the Lord and doing what he says. Redefining ministry, seeking the Lord, because he says the smallest things in the kingdom matter. Prayer matters. A cool cup of water matters. Remember, the kingdom's an upside down kingdom. Not worried of money and feeling of success and impact. And honestly, I just really want to encourage you for Mongolia, especially just because of the wild terrain of Mongolia. Like, just go explore and fear not, for he is with you. Be smart, listen, be safe, listen to his voice, and go. And really, I just, after reading Kingdom Journeys books, it was based on kind of like how Seth Barnes started the world race, and how they started wasn't with ministry hosts, but it was just, let's just go somewhere and show up and say, God, we're here. What do you have for us? And the incredible things happened in that way. So Mongolia is kind of like going back to that root and that heart of how the world race started, of like, God, we're here. We are abiding in you and we're seeking you. Like, what do you have for us? Where are you already moving, and how are we partnering with you? So, hitchhike, get on a truck, a family going back to their village, hop on the back of their truck, go with them, be hosted, see villages, see nature, get out there, get into discomfort, camp, it's going to be cold, but just get out there and just see what God does, because I think he's got some incredible things planned. All right. Love you guys. Bye.